So, welcome from my end. My name is Henning. I work for a company called Lightspeed. Pretty fun, amazing company. Quick overview. Lightspeed is our headquarters based in Montreal, Canada. What you see here is there's another name in their SEO shop. Not sure if the one or other has heard about that or has been in touch over the last years. SEO shop is a true e-commerce platform, online shop platform, SaaS-based, so really your e-commerce channel out of the cloud. Lightspeed acquired SEO shop just 5 months ago. We are now integrating the offline and online world because Lightspeed from the background is really the offline world. The classic brick and mortar store, iPad-based point of sale solutions, super fancy, super nice, very, very slick design. But Lightspeed really had the offline focus. SEO shop had the online focus, and the challenge and the fun right now is integrating that. So I'll be talking about omnichannel. A couple of numbers there. You see the websites. We are around 500 people globally, pretty well funded. So we are enjoying the growth right now. We don't want to talk much about the company. We have a booth at the other end of the hall, so come visit afterwards if you want to discuss any questions. We really want to talk to you about the words omnichannel, multi-channel, and what does it mean. The tricky part in omnichannel is really how do you communicate and how do you present a seamless, integrated approach and experience for your customers. This is not only relevant for super big merchants and like global players, but even the small player could be very, very successful in omnichannel. The question then is just how do you set up yourself organization-wise, how do you set up yourself in terms of processes and in terms of tools. We are a software provider, so we want to serve you, we want to provide you with the best tools for that. Our focus is small and medium-sized businesses, and we want to provide you with the tools to be very, very successful and compete with the bigger players. How do we do that? To really start the discussion or start the presentation, let me run you through a little story. I think the girl is called Emma. Let's go back a couple of months. So imagine it's Christmas. Emma gets a gift card with a value of $100. We have the 24th. We are in Germany. No stores open. We are very conservative here in Germany. And Emma starts shopping on the morning on the 25th because the gift card was for her most favorite retail fashion store. She is really into that brand. She goes online on the 25th in the morning. Still, all the offline shops are closed in Germany. And she purchases 2 items. I forgot what it is, but here it is. So she purchases 2 shirts. That's all online. She logs in. The shop knows her, so she has a login. The online shop recognizes her. Very nice online experience. What happens after that? So she waits 1-2 days, and then the shirts which she purchased online get delivered to her door. She unpacks them. She likes them. She likes the green one. She doesn't like the orange one. So then the tricky part for every e-commerce shop owner or merchant is how do you deal with returns? The great thing is the shop is just around the corner. So since it's 2 days later, and in Germany the shops are open again, which is amazing, she can walk into the shop. They welcome her because they know her. They say, "Hi, Emma." There's no problem for her in returning the green shirt. Or was it the orange one? I forgot that. But the shirt she did not want. They refund her the money. The same time she walks into the shop, they realize that she still has a gift card. So they give her recommendations. The salesperson, they can talk to her. They know her preferences. And they try to get the remaining money from the gift card because other than that, you don't want a customer to have the gift card open for 2 or 3 years. You want them to have to use the gift card as soon as possible. So since they know her, that was a bit too fast. Since they know her, they recommend a few more items Emma can take with her. So instead of just returning that, so having a touch point for returning it offline, they also made an upsell. So by now, we already have a gift card which was handed over offline. We have online purchases, we have an offline return, and we have offline purchases as well. So to end the story, a week later, because all the data has been collected during the online and offline shopping process, Emma receives a very personalized marketing email with an offer for a very nice item she really loves, and there's no surprise she loves that because they knew her, they had her profile, and based on that profile they picked one item which connects really well with the previous purchases, and they sent her a little discount voucher for that. Exactly what she needs, she goes online and she buys it again. So with this little story, just for clarification of the wording, what have we seen here, or what have we experienced here, or what has Emma experienced? We can talk about multi-channel, which is surprisingly the sun comes out, so please allow me to change the side here. In multi-channel is really just being active in different channels. So you can be offline, online, but it's also mobile, it's also email marketing. So we can talk about numerous channels. For us, omnichannel is really to truly integrate the seamless experience where you have multiple touch points to the customer. You can be very, very helpful. You can be service-focused, customer-focused, wherever they get aware of you and wherever they come into your store or to your online presences. A few numbers. I guess the trends you already know, but I think the numbers are about 4 or 5 months old. So if you look at the numbers, it is not actually working anymore if you just focus on e-commerce or if you just focus on your brick and mortar store. If we look here, consumers really, really do a lot of research online and offline. And then if we go through the numbers, 87% of the customers, they actually research online for the products. So they go to comparative sites, they go to brands, they go to competitors as well. So that doesn't mean that they are buying there, but 87% of the customers really get information and gather information online. A lot of that traffic is coming through mobile. So if we talk about e-commerce, it shouldn't be online, it shouldn't be just the desktop version, it should be a very responsive version of the website, of the shop as well, because as you can see, 82% really consult their phones to get advice and to get information. It's not just online. Good news also for the offline merchants here in the room. 25% showroom, we call it web room and showroom. So actually 25% of the consumers go into store to really want to touch it. Again, that might be a bit different by geography, but surely if you buy fashion or if you buy anything where you want to touch, you want to really feel what the fabric is and what the experience is, then you go to the shop and you have your little research experience there. It doesn't mean that you buy there. All I want to illustrate here is just you have the touch points in different ways, and you need to make sure that you convert them where they are. Last year, smartphones accounted for 33% of all e-commerce traffic. That's growing. It's a growing trend for the last years. I think that's no news. The good news here for all offline merchants is still that 90% of the consumer purchases are still being made offline. So that just as a comparison, it depends on your personal strategy, if you're more focused on online or offline, but definitely omni-channel means that your customers are everywhere, they research everywhere, and they buy everywhere. And we can read the numbers. The time today in the presentation will not be enough to really discuss them in detail. But I think the consequence or the approach for everyone should be try to be in as many channels as possible, try to provide a really seamless experience for your customers so that you can convert them wherever they meet you or you meet them. That summarizes a bit what I just said. So the goal from a systems provider perspective, as we are, is now how do you do that? What touch points you have and how do you serve your customers there? So customers want to browse from the mobile device. I mentioned that you need to be responsive. You need to be on the mobile on the mobile channels. They want to buy online and return it in store, or vice versa. So ideally, you have cooperations or you have stores where you can play in those channels. And for them, it's really natural to combine that. Everybody knows that. Everybody uses the smartphone. So from a consumer perspective, it's natural to do that. We need to question ourselves if it's really natural already from a systems perspective and from a shop owner perspective if we really allow that. Or are we still asking the consumers, our customers, to log into different accounts, to maintain different profiles? Is it really natural and seamless? I would put a big question mark to that. So then the conclusion for us is there are 3 reasons to really invest in omnichannel. They're listed there, but it's really what I mentioned. It's one profile. The little story with Emma was she comes into the store, they already know her, they know her preferences. They were able to recommend her certain items to purchase in the store because they knew her preferences. They were able to send the email, the personalized email a week later. Really because they recognized the customer, they were able to use the data to personalize their outreach. They were able to upsell, so they could significantly increase the ticket size. And when you have the data, surely you can also measure it, so you can really measure the return on your investment. The third reason, it's the seamless customer experience. I mentioned that a couple of times. It's really, you have a stronger brand recognition. You're not just the one player, or you're not the player which is available on one market, so you're not the famous online fashion brand, but you are like the little shop around the corner, plus online. You can be on the social channels, on the mobile channels, so it's really a much stronger brand recognition. That leads to stronger revenues for sure. I mean, your customers can buy anywhere, they recognize you everywhere. Surely that will also grow your revenues. It helps you also to be more international. It's not just your local presence or your shop which you have in one language, but you can offer multi-language shops. You can be open 24 hours, you can go into different markets, into different countries. So you can really, with the help of systems and with the help of omnichannel tools, you can be available longer and in more places to your customers. Again, as a systems provider for Lightspeed, we want to make it as easy and possible for small and medium-sized businesses to run that. It's getting more complex, it's more channels. Surely a merchant can't just hire 30 more people to serve 30 different channels. So from a systems perspective, you need to make it as slick, as lean as possible. So really, you need to make sure that you don't think of one channel. You need to really break down any barriers where people are responsible just for one thing. You need to be responsible for product segments. You need to be responsible for individual products or for brands. And then you need to make sure that you maximize your sales and your brand awareness across all channels with the help of the right systems. A very key point is here at the bottom. When you manage your store, and it should be as easy as possible for you, you need to have integrated data. If we take the example of a bike store, if you sell 3 bikes in your store and you only have 3, you are out of stock. So you need to make sure that the moment where you have sold them, your online stock is also reduced by 3. That's a very basic example, but when you add returns, when you add different locations, when you have 10 locations, and when you have online shops in 12 different languages, it can get really complex. So integrated data and integrated reporting is really a key here, so that across all channels you can really see where are you making a profit, where are you making a loss, what are the items which are selling good, and what are the items you have in stock forever. That's the summary. It's really an end-to-end view of the customer. Again, whatever touch point you have the customers, whatever channel you are using, you want to recognize the customer when they enter the store or when they come to your online presence, so that you can approach them with personalized invites, discount vouchers, whatsoever, that you really have a profile on how good that customer is, so that also from a marketing perspective you can decide, do I want to invest into that customer or not? Stronger brand recognition, we had that. But surely, and this is what we want to help you and our customers, we want to help you get consistently better, to consistently really deliver an awesome customer experience. The customers need to be super happy. That makes you happy, and that makes us happy as well, for sure. Data management we had. One conclusion, you want customers, you need to get them where they are, and where they are is everywhere. You'd best be too. So that's our recommendation. You need to be everywhere. We want to help you with that. I actually forgot to put the timer on, so I'm not actually sure how long my time is still running. But thanks very much for listening. You can visit us at the other end of the hall, and we can take a couple of questions right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I think right now we have some time for a few questions.
Any questions from the audience? Who's going first?
Okay, so for a good start, I'll ask one question. You've talked about omnichannel, you've talked about multi-channel. I've met as well one more term, cross-channel. How would you separate it from the other two?
Again, I missed the middle part.
I've met as well one more term, cross-channel.
Yeah.
How would you separate it from the other two?
Difficult. I mean, if you touch it, it's really about being present everywhere, and it's the brand recognition. You need to gain the trust everywhere. I wouldn't really separate things. So for me, omnichannel includes everything. You can then decide how much you focus on certain elements of that. I think it needs to be part of the overall strategy.
So, great.
Hello, my name is Constance. I have one question. Are you only targeting mono-brand topics? Or, I mean, because it's, for us, it's, for example, very important to combine different brands, platforms, etc. So, because I think this is the question everyone is having.
Yeah, so we have merchants which just have really one brand, but we also have merchants which have multiple brands. So that works both offline and online. If we just talk about online in the e-commerce area, we have amazing shops where they focus on a certain element like fashion, and in there they have brand shops underneath. That shouldn't stop you. You can have multi-shops, you can have one shop where you filter and sort by brand, or you can set up little sub-shops by brand. That's not really a differentiator for us. In terms of customer, to give you an idea, we have really global customers like Heineken or Philips, or in Germany like Focus Online. They use us, for example, Focus Online. They have the web shop on their website, which is fully integrated in their design. Those are big brands. We have them, but it's not our real focus. Our real focus is the middle segment, where I don't want to give a revenue number because we have small customers. They do, I don't know, 50 orders per month, and we have customers they do 50 orders in 10 minutes or less. It's really not the one or the other. It's your decision. We want to have the tools. They make it really easy for you, and then it should be your decision if you have multiple brands or not. We have customers that have 220 locations and point of sales, and we have customers they just have one bar and they sell a bit of marmalade or whatever. So it's really from very small to fairly large.
Hello, my name is Bartosz. I have a question to the figure. You said that 87% of customers, online customers, offline customers do online research.
Yes.
Is it a market-wide figure, or does it refer only to your clients?
No, that's a market-wide. So those figures were not from us. That's our market research. That's based on reports we just looked at over the last, let's say, 8 months. That 87% is really across all consumers, not related to Lightspeed. And it is indeed including the offline world. So even if you buy offline later on, 87% of the people research online. I mean, we all know that. You're on the train commuting to work in the morning and you do something, or you get a link on one of the social channels from your friends, you click on that, you check for the price, you check for the features, you use certain feature comparisons. So this is really about the general mass consumer doing his online research before. Any more questions? If not, again, we are at the other end of the hall, right next to the food. It's an amazing position, so come by and see us.
Thank you once more.
Cool, thank you.